Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, I have told you about how to set up a practice environment for the Linux command line using a desktop virtualization software called VMware Workstation Player. In this video, I will tell you about how to set up a practice environment for working with the Linux command line using another popular desktop virtualization software called Oracle VirtualBox. So, I will now start with a overview of what I am going to do in the form of practice activities. So, in case you are going to use Oracle VirtualBox to set up a practice environment, this video will be very much useful to you. Okay, let me now start with the overview. So this outside rectangle is my physical laptop where I have Microsoft Windows 11 operating system running. This Microsoft Windows 11 operating system running in my physical laptop is called the host operating system. And now what I will do is I will use Oracle VirtualBox to create a virtual machine this time in this video. So here the small box that I have depicted here, it is a virtual machine that I will create with Oracle VirtualBox. For this, I should first download and install Oracle VirtualBox. And after the Oracle VirtualBox software has been downloaded and installed in my physical laptop, I can do this. I can create a virtual machine with the help of Oracle VirtualBox. In this virtual machine, I will install the CentOS Stream 10 operating system, and after this installation is done, the CentOS Stream 10 operating system that will be running in this virtual machine is called the guest operating system. Now I am using the CentOS Stream 10 operating system as a Linux flavor of my choice, people, for the setting up of a Linux command line practice environment. However, you can use any Linux flavor of your choice if you prefer to use a different Linux flavor. Alright, now here is an important note, people, with respect to Oracle VirtualBox software. In case of Oracle VirtualBox, the default boot device order is floppy followed by optical followed by hard disk, which means that the virtual machine, when it is powered on, the virtual machine will try to boot from the floppy if it contains the operating system. If the floppy doesn't have an operating system, it will try to load the operating system from optical drive. If the optical drive is not able to provide the operating system, it will try to boot from a operating system that is installed in the hard disk. So that is the boot device order by default in case of Oracle VirtualBox. Due to this reason, what we need to do is immediately on creation of the virtual machine, the first action that we need to do is we need to change the boot device order in the virtual machine to hard disk as the first boot device, followed by the optical drive, followed by floppy. I will demonstrate all this, people, as I proceed with the demonstration. Okay. Now I am going to do that. So now I will first tell you about from where you can download the Oracle VirtualBox software. You can use, I'm sorry, I'll repeat this. You can use any web browser and search for Oracle VirtualBox. And when you do that, you get a first link in the search result like this for Oracle VirtualBox. Please follow this and we reach a web page like this. And here there is a download button. You just click on this download button and you will get this page from where you can download the VirtualBox software according to the host operating system. So in my machine, so in my laptop, I have Microsoft Windows 11 running in the physical computer. I have downloaded the VirtualBox software using this link, people, Windows host. Okay, so if you click on this link, the download will start for the Oracle VirtualBox installer for the Microsoft Windows host operating system. I'll just demonstrate that. If I click on this, you can see the download is started. I already have downloaded, people, Oracle VirtualBox software installer like this, and also I have installed the Oracle VirtualBox software in my physical laptop already. So I have cancelled the installation. I'm sorry, I have cancelled the. Okay, I think the download went through. No problem. However, I just want to tell you that I have used this installer for Oracle VirtualBox to install Oracle VirtualBox in my machine already. Okay, so you can follow the same steps. Download the Oracle VirtualBox installer using this particular page, depending on the host operating system for you. For me, it is Microsoft Windows host. I have downloaded the installer for Microsoft Windows, and I have used that Oracle VirtualBox installer to install Oracle VirtualBox in my physical laptop already. And this particular page, this link, I will share in the description for this video. All right. Now, the next step is downloading the CentOS Stream 10 operating systems ISO image or the operating system image. The ISO image is the operating system image, and now we need to download the ISO image for CentOS Stream 10. For that, you can use any web browser, people, and search for CentOS Stream 10. Download, and in the search results, please follow this first link. Download the CentOS project. Okay, you click on this, and now there are two versions that we can see: CentOS Stream 10 and the previous version CentOS Stream 9. We will go for the latest one, so I'll keep the default selection of CentOS Stream 10 here, and I will have to download the ISO image for the 64-bit Intel based system, and also for the compatible systems like AMD processor based systems. My laptop is a Intel i7 based laptop, so I will have to click on this particular button, people, ISO for x86_64. So when I click on that, the download of CentOS Stream 10 ISO image will be started. Like what happens now when I click on this button, you can see that in a little bit of time the download will start for the CentOS Stream 10 ISO image. It is going on. It is quite a large file, people. It is a file of size 9.6 gigabytes. What I have done is I already have downloaded the operating system image, that is the ISO image for CentOS Stream 10 in my laptop, and I have kept it ready for use later on. So I will cancel this download. All right, people. So now what I am going to do is, in the next step, I am going to create a virtual machine using Oracle VirtualBox and then demonstrate the installation of CentOS Stream 10 operating system in this virtual machine. All right, people, let me proceed with that. Okay, I will also share the link for downloading the CentOS Stream 10 in the description for this video. Yeah, now let me start with the creation of a virtual machine using Oracle VirtualBox. So for that, I'm going to start the Oracle VirtualBox software in my laptop, people. I will do that now. And yeah, the screen looks like this, people. In my case, this is the Oracle VirtualBox interface that I'm seeing. The Oracle VirtualBox Manager interface. I do not have, I'm sorry, I do not have any virtual machine that I already have created with VirtualBox. So I will have to create a new one now. So let me do that. For that purpose, I can click on this machine menu and click on the first option, new. And I've done that, people. So here, okay, there are some inputs that I need to provide. Let me use the magnifier so that you can see this portion for the inputs clearly. All right, people. Now here, now I need to provide a meaningful name for this virtual machine. The purpose is we'll be able to identify this virtual machine uniquely later on, because I may create multiple virtual machines. In order to uniquely identify this machine, we can provide a meaningful name. So I'm going to say like this, people, because the guest operating system that I'm going to run is in this virtual machine. The guest operating system that I'm going to install is CentOS Stream 10. So I'll say CentOS Stream 10. Let me say VM1, something like this. So it's any name of your choice. So I just have chosen CentOS Stream 10 VM1 as the name for this virtual machine. And for the machine folder, people, this question, the second question about VM folder, is about the machine folder. What is this location used for? So by default, it is saying that the VM folder will take space from the C drive here. In my machine, people, in my physical laptop, the C drive is just having about 60 GB of free hard disk space. However, in my laptop, I have a second hard drive, which is the D drive, that is having more than 400 GB of hard disk space. And now this particular VM folder is the location from where, that is, I'm sorry, I'll repeat this. This particular VM folder is the location from the host computer from where the hard disk space has to be used for the virtual machine that I'm creating. Since I have less free hard disk space in the C drive, I'll not accept this default, people. Instead, I will go for space from the D drive for the machine folder with respect to this virtual machine. So I'm going to use this drop down and I'm going to use other. And I will take space from D drive, people. So I'll just go for this PC. And here, D drive is having a lot of free hard disk space in my machine. So I will select that. And in the D drive, oh, no, sorry. I think I selected the D drive directly. I'm sorry. I should not have done that. So what I should do is, I will normally select a subfolder from there. I'm sorry. I'll repeat that activity, people. Sorry. I use this other location and go for, in the D drive, I have created a meaningful folder name. I'm sorry. I have created a folder with a meaningful name like this. A folder with a meaningful name like this, VirtualBox virtual machines. So I will select that and I will now create a subfolder here, people, for this virtual machine, okay, that I'm going to create. So let me say and this name can be anything of my choice. CentOS Stream 10 VM1. So I just have given a meaningful name for this folder from where I want the hard disk space to come from the host computer for the virtual machine. Okay, right. Now I will select this folder, people. Right, now you can see that I have changed the VM folder location to this. So any hard disk space that is taken for this virtual machine, that hard disk space will come from the D drive from this particular folder location in my host computer. Alright, now the next question is about the ISO image. In the ISO image, this particular drop down, I will use it, people, to specify the location for the ISO image file. So in my case, what I have done is I have moved the CentOS Stream 10 operating system's ISO image file to a particular location like this in my D drive. So I can, since I see that already, I can select that, or if I do not see that, I can just click on other, and then I can say like this, people, D drive, CentOS downloads, and this is the one that I have downloaded recently, and I have moved it to a meaningful location like this in my physical computer. So I will just select this file now, and this ISO image file, I am mapping it to the optical drive of this virtual machine. And in Oracle VirtualBox, it already says that Linux is the guest operating system that I'm going to install, and the OS distribution or the OS flavor, it is Red Hat. It has already selected, people, based on the name I have given here, CentOS. And if you see the drop down list, there is no CentOS selection possible here. So it is okay to keep this, people, okay, because CentOS is a free version of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So I will keep these selections. OS is Linux, OS distribution is Red Hat, and OS version is Red Hat 64-bit. I am okay with all these three specifications, people, that are already coming up with default values like this. I'll keep those default values. Now I am not going to proceed with unattended installation, so I will uncheck this box, people. So you may notice that I have unchecked this box for proceed with unattended installation. Okay, that is what I have done. Now in the next one, I just need to proceed and click on the finish button, people. Okay, let me do that. Right, and now I'm going to just stop using the magnifier. Now you can notice, people, after I create the virtual machine is now seen in the left hand side panel here. In case it is not seen, please click on this icon that stands for machines, and you will be able to see this virtual machine. Right, now I have to take care of certain settings here, people, before I start the installation. Okay, just like I told you earlier, in case of Oracle VirtualBox, the default boot device order will be floppy followed by optical followed by hard disk. This is going to be changed by me right now, so I'll do that. Okay, now for that I just keep the virtual machine highlighted. I go to settings, and one more thing, people, this virtual machine, we need to ensure that the main memory is set to minimum 2 GB. So in the previous video, I have allocated 3 gigabytes, that is 3 GB, for that virtual machine that I created with the help of VMware Workstation Player. Here I will just go with the default that Oracle VirtualBox has selected as the main memory for this virtual machine, which is 2 GB. CentOS Stream 10 will work well with 2 GB allocated to the virtual machine. No problem with that. Please ensure that it is minimum 2 GB of main memory allocated to this virtual machine. Then you can notice, people, the default boot device order is floppy followed by optical followed by hard disk. I'm going to change it now. I will now highlight hard disk. I'll use this up arrow icon to move the hard disk to the first position, people, so that when the operating system is already installed in the hard disk, this virtual machine should boot from the hard disk. Okay, initially the operating system is not installed in the hard disk, so it has to boot from the optical drive, which is associated with the ISO image for the CentOS Stream 10 operating system. So I will now select optical and use the up arrow key here, the up arrow icon, people, here, to move the optical drive to the second position in the boot device order. And the floppy is not used nowadays. However, there is no harm in keeping that as the third boot device, people, in the boot device order. No problem. So I will just go ahead and click on the OK button. All the required changes in this virtual machine settings I have done. Now I am ready to start the installation, people. For that, I just need to ensure that I highlight this virtual machine and click on this start icon with a green color arrow here. I do that, people, and then the virtual machine will now boot from the optical drive, because the hard disk is not installed in the virtual machine at this stage. So I am seeing this, people, here. The virtual machine has now been booting from the optical drive, which is associated with the ISO image for CentOS Stream 10. And now there is a timeout countdown that you can notice here for 60 seconds. If I do not make any specific selection here in this screen, the default selection will be to test the media and install CentOS Stream 10. However, I am using a ISO image, people, not a physical DVD device. So it is okay to skip that test. So I will just click inside the small window where I see that menu, and I use the up arrow key. Now you can notice that, people, the timeout countdown is not seen anymore, and I have moved to the I have used the up arrow key to select the first option. I have just kept the first option highlighted. Now in order to proceed with this first option, I just need to press the enter key. Install CentOS Stream 10. I want to select that, so I already have highlighted that, the first option. I press the enter key and the installation will be started. The installer will take a little bit of time, people, to come back with a graphical interface for the installation purpose. So let me just wait a little bit here, people. It is the same installation procedure that I have followed in the previous video with respect to VMware Workstation Player. It is very much the same installation procedure. However, this time the installation is being done in a virtual machine that is created with Oracle VirtualBox, which is a popular desktop virtualization software, just like VMware Workstation Player. Now I'll wait a little bit here, people, for the installer to come back with the graphical interface to proceed with the installation. It is normal that the installer takes a little bit of time to come up with that graphical interface. It has now come with that graphical interface, people. So now I am going to select English as the language for installation process. I have selected US English and I click on the continue button now, and in a little bit of time I'll see this screen, people, and I am okay with the US English keyboard layout, which is the keyboard layout that I have in my laptop. And then installation source is automatically detected as the optical drive, and then the installation destination is the hard disk where I want to install, and the installer says that it will go for the automatic partitioning plan for this hard disk. And for the purpose of this course, people, on Linux and Unix command line fundamentals, we are very much okay with accepting the automatic partitioning plan. However, we still have to go to this screen, go inside this screen and confirm the same. So I click on this portion, installation destination. I do not do any change, people, here. I just click on the done button to confirm that I am okay with the automatic partitioning plan. Now you can notice that that has been taken care of, and I am okay with the standard US English language support. I am okay with the software selection, the default software selection of server with GUI, that is a server with graphical user interface. The kdump is enabled by default. I am okay with that. The network and host name settings, I am also okay with that, because for the purpose of this course on Linux and Unix command line fundamentals, we do not have to make any changes to the network settings, or no need to change the host name also. Okay, now the time zone has been automatically detected by the installer as the Asia Kolkata time zone for me, because I am based in India. Now there are two things that I am going to do now, people. I am going to set up a password for the root account. I'm going to first enable the root account login. The root account is a all-powerful system administrator account in the Linux and Unix systems. I will here by default, in case of CentOS Stream 10, by default root account login is disabled. However, I will enable that, and also I will set up a password for this root account. Let me do that, people. I click on this and I will enable the root account, and I provide a password for this root account. Yeah, let me confirm the password. I'll type the I'll type the password, the root password that I'm setting up. I'll type it again for confirmation purpose. Now when I am done, I'll click on the done button in the top left corner. And it is also a good practice, people, to create a regular user with whose account I will perform the initial login to the Linux or Unix system. So I click on the user creation here, and I will specify a full name, people, here. And this full name can be a very descriptive one, and this full name will be stored as a comment about the user in the relevant configuration file in the CentOS Stream 10 guest operating system that I am installing in this virtual machine. And for the username, I can select the default of P. Kumar that the CentOS Stream 10 installer has selected from the full name. However, I can change this, people, and I will change this to Prem. And this is a all lowercase username specified, Prem. And this username, Prem, this is the actual name of the user account that is being created, people. The full name will be stored as a comment about this user in the relevant configuration file. Alright, and I do not make any changes here, people, in these check boxes. Add administrator privileges to this user account, I keep that. And require a password to use this account, I keep that. Because expecting that a user always has to log in with a password is a very good idea from the system security's point of view. So these two check boxes, I just keep the default selections there, and I will now set up a password for this regular user, Prem. Let me type that, and I retype the same password in confirm password input box for confirmation purpose, and I click on the done button to complete this activity. Now you can notice this, people, the begin installation button is enabled. So I will now click on the begin installation button. The installation will start, and will take somewhere like around 20 minutes to complete the installation. So what I will do is, people, I will continue after the installation has been completed. Alright, people, now the installation has been completed and you can see that the reboot system button is now enabled. I will now click on this button, reboot system button, to reboot this virtual machine with CentOS Stream 10 operating system for the first time after the installation. Let me wait a little bit here, people, for the virtual machine to boot and come up with the graphical desktop login screen. It will take a little bit of time here. I'm just going to wait a little bit here for the virtual machine to reboot for the first time post installation, and it will come with a graphical desktop login screen very soon. I'm just waiting, people, for that graphical desktop login screen to come up. It takes a little bit of time here at this stage, and the machine is now, this virtual machine is now booting from the hard disk, right? Because the CentOS Stream 10 operating system has been now installed in the hard disk of this virtual machine, people. So that is what I have mentioned earlier, right? The boot device order we changed in the Oracle VM VirtualBox software for this virtual machine to hard disk followed by optical drive followed by floppy. And that means if the operating system is already installed in the hard disk, the machine has to boot from the hard disk. Perfect. Now the virtual machine, that is the CentOS Stream 10 operating system running in this virtual machine as the guest operating system, it has now come with the graphical desktop login screen, and I can see the full name, people, here, Prem Kumar. However, the actual username is Prem in all lowercase. I'll click on this, people, and I'm sorry, I just clicked on the full name and I'm prompted for the password for this user. I type that password, and on a successful authentication with the help of this username and password, I'll be logged in with the user account of Prem, which is a regular user. And this is a question on whether you want to take a guided tour of the graphical desktop interface in this machine. We do not need that, people, because in this course we are going to work completely with the command line interface. So I will click on the skip button. Now you can notice that these are the icons that I can see, and this particular horizontal bar can be used to bring up those icons. In case those icons are not seen, please click on this horizontal bar in the top left corner, and you can see that this set of icons can be seen. Now I can open a terminal screen by clicking on this particular terminal icon, and now you will notice, people, I'll get a command line interface once I open the terminal screen. Perfect. And now you can notice that the font size is very small in this terminal screen. So I will increase it using Control plus. Control plus can be used to increase the font size for the text in the terminal screen where we use the command line interface. Alright, people, that is what I have done now. I'll write that in the notepad. Now one important point to note here, people. Now I am working with the guest operating system, that's the CentOS Stream 10 operating system running in this virtual machine, and that is the guest operating system. Now in case I want to return to the host operating system, that's the Microsoft Windows 11 operating system in my physical laptop, I need to do this, people. I need to press the right control key, that is the control key on the right hand side of the keyboard, has to be pressed to return to the host operating system. So let me write all these points here in a notepad document. Yeah, control plus can be used to increase the font size for the text in the terminal screen, and the right control key the right control key that is the right control key means the control key on the right hand side of the keyboard can be used to return to the host operating system. And in my case, that's the Microsoft Windows 11 operating system. Now we can notice, people, I'll just go to the virtual machine, and now I am working with the guest operating system. That's the CentOS Stream 10 operating system running in this virtual machine. Now if I want to return to the Microsoft Windows 11 operating system, that's the host operating system in my physical laptop, I will press the control key on the right hand side of the keyboard. Now I can return to the host operating system, that's the Microsoft Windows 11 operating system in my physical laptop. All right, people. So those are two important points that I wanted to mention here. All right. Now, once the command prompt is seen, people, like this in a terminal screen, we can run the different commands at the Linux command prompt. That is, in this case, it is the CentOS Stream 10 operating system running in this virtual machine. So I run the pwd command, which is producing this result. And also I can run any other command according to the task that I need to complete. So ls command will produce the output, which is the listing of files in the current directory, and the pwd command that I have run earlier, it has reported what is the present working directory in this CentOS Stream 10 system that I am working with at this moment. However, please do not worry about these commands, people. We are going to explore a lot of these kind of commands when we proceed with the next topics in this course on Linux and Unix command line fundamentals. All right, people, I'll now conclude this presentation. Please subscribe to this channel and also share this channel if this channel is useful to you in learning Linux related topics. Thank you.